Okay, here we go. We have Rickey Bell and his wife, Amy Correa Bell.
Hey.
Hey,
Rickey, huge fan.
thank you.
Huge fan. You know,
Appreciate
I've probably done over 1,000 interviews, but the interviews I enjoy the most are from the artists that I was fans of when I was a kid. You know, when it was just so pure and
Yeah.
honest, where, you know, you're not part of the industry, you
good
know the whole
times. Oh,
underbelly of it, when it's
Yeah.
just, you just purely love the music.
Absolutely.
And,
Thank you.
and I'm a massive, massive fan of your whole catalog.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much for coming.
You got it.
So let's start in the very beginning. You're the youngest of 11 children?
Yes. I'm the youngest. I have 6 brothers and 4 sisters.
Same parents?
Nope. Oh, same mom.
Same mom?
Same mom, different dads.
Okay.
Yeah.
11 kids.
Yeah, I mean, and we all grew up in the same apartment or household, but it was like in the projects, we had 2 apartments. Like we bust through the closet of one apartment, and that gate put us into another apartment. So
Called a
we had both.
breakaway.
Breakthrough.
Or breakthrough.
Yeah.
You grew up in Boston.
Yes.
At what point did you start thinking that music and singing might be something you want to get into?
I was really young. We were just having this conversation a few days ago about, you know, my mom used to play a lot of records, old records around the house. Everyone from Larry Graham to Lou Rawls to Marvin Gaye. And, you know, just naturally I would just hum the songs and sing the songs. And I remember around 8 years old just thinking to myself, damn, I sound pretty good. And I knew that I wanted to sing. I had no idea of how to go about making that happen. I just knew I enjoyed singing and learning songs.
Okay. So originally the group was 3 people. It was you, Bobby Brown, and Michael Bivins.
Actually, yeah, you know what? We were the 3 that came up with the idea for
Okay.
New Edition. But the story goes a little, then I introduced them to Ralph.
Right.
And so it actually, so once we became a group, it was actually the 4 of us together.
Aha.
Right.
Okay. And were you guys New Edition in the beginning or no?
Yeah, myself, Mike, and Bobby were at a talent show, and we saw this one group, like you may have seen in a movie, perform called The Untouchables, and somebody told us that Brooke Payne was their manager and their choreographer, so we chased him down after the talent show and asked him if he would take us on. And he said, yeah, come to his house. The next day we went and got Ralph and we started rehearsing at his house.
Okay. And then you guys had a talent show. You know, this was kind of laid out in the biopic.
Yeah.
You guys had a talent show, which you didn't win.
Right.
You were in second place.
Yes.
But Maurice Starr was there,
Yes.
and he saw the potential.
Yeah, he saw the potential. There was another part, a little bit of a backstory in that movie that they didn't put in, but we had won every talent show that we joined in Boston. That was the last one for us to join. And so when we came in second, we were pretty devastated that we came in second. It was the first time we've ever lost a talent show. But after our performance, one of the judges called us up, like he wanted to talk to us, which he had his own production company, a guy by the name of Tony Rose. And he liked us and he wanted us to sign with him. So we think that he made us come in second so that we could sign with him.
Okay.
But he didn't know that once we went up to get our award, Maurice said, you know what, I don't care that they didn't win, I'm bringing them in the studio anyway.
Okay. You know what the interesting thing is that I was actually buying Maurice Starr's music.
Wow.
The Johnson Crew.
The Johnson Crew.
Johnson Crew.
Michael Johnson.
I had that album. It had like asteroids or something on it. It was like a space kind of cover.
Like Pac Jam and all that.
Pac Jam, exactly.
Yeah,
it was
there you
basically electro with like robot voices
Exactly.
on it.
Yep.
It was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool.
It was for the time.
For the time, the breakdance era.
Yeah, Boston
you know?
International Records.
Yeah.
There you go.
Didn't do all that great.
Right.
I remember that.
Not at
Didn't
all.
go gold or even silver or
None of that.
nothing
Right.
else like that. But he stayed with it.
Yes.
And he moved from being in that group to actually developing groups.
Yes. Yep.
So he signed you guys.
Yes.
Did he have, I mean, he had his own stuff before, but did he have any other success outside of the Johnson Crew?
Not really. Just, I mean, locally, everyone heard of Maurice Starr. Everyone knew the Johnson Crew. Everyone knew his brother, Michael Johnson, and, you know, and Arthur Baker as well.
Oh, okay. Arthur Baker. Yeah. That was
Yeah,
a
but
big name
outside of that, I mean, because we didn't get further than Boston when we first started out, so we didn't really know too much about the outside world or what was going on.
Okay. So you guys formed in 1983.
That was when our first record came out.
Oh, but you got okay, but
we formed
under Maurice Starr.
Under
and all the
Maurice Starr,
tours.
yeah. But
Right.
you know, we recorded Candy Girl probably in '81.
Aha.
It didn't come out until
83.
1983. Yes.
Okay. And you guys were going through the development,
Exactly.
artist development, which you don't really see these days.
Yes.
You know, learning how to sing together, learning how
Right.
to dance,
Yeah.
choreography, everything else like that. You guys put together your first album.
Yes.
Did you have any idea what you had on your hands?
No idea at all.
Okay.
I mean, once again, we knew we wanted to be a singing group, but it wasn't like it is today. There was no process. We didn't know what to do, you know, to try to find a record deal. All we knew was practice, join a talent show. We hooked up with Maurice, and even when he recorded us, he said, "Look, guys, I'm gonna record these songs and then go try to get you a record deal." And it was just through him, and it took about 2 years for that to happen. And even once we got the deal, we didn't know the significance. We didn't know how record deals were really supposed to work. It was like, here, this is your deal, sign here, sign there. And even once Candy Girl came out, it was being played on a local college station in Boston, WRBB, and they kept playing it over and over. But we had no idea this record was being played all over the country or even all over the world. We didn't know what Billboard charts were. We didn't know what R&R was. We didn't know any of that or how the business worked.
So Candy Girl comes out. It does good, but not to the extent of what you guys did later on.
Right.
Did it go gold or anything?
Well, it was on such a small label, Streetwise, out of New York, distributed by Polydor, and we, to this day, don't know the actual numbers of what Candy Girl did, how many it sold or
Gotta love the
anything.
music industry.
Exactly. They told us it was #1 in 5 countries, but I don't know.
Okay. And at that point, you start to go on tour.
Yes.
Now, were you guys opening for Rick James at that point?
Yeah, our first show we opened for Evelyn Champagne King,
Okay.
but our first tour was with Rick James.
Okay.
Yeah.
I read Rick James's book,
Oh yeah.
and of course, the Dave Chappelle skits and everything else like that.
It's all true.
I've interviewed Charlie Murphy. I've
all true.
interviewed,
Yeah.
you know,
It's all true.
you know, me and Dave Chappelle know each other and everything else like that. Was Rick as crazy as they made him out to be?
He was crazy. I mean, there's some guys you meet and, you know, like we're little kids and they would come and just like play fight, box us. But Rick really like would throw punches like hard, like really hitting us. Like, come on, you little bastard. You know, we used to jump on him and
And you're how old at the time?
15,
So
14,
he's hitting you
15
like
years.
a
Yeah,
grown
he's hitting me
man.
like a grown man, seriously.
Charlie Murphy.
Exactly. Like he was real serious. And of course, you know, when he would come backstage, he would always smoke a joint and just around us like it was nothing. And we used to think to ourselves, I want to be like that guy when I grow up. I want to just be able to walk around and smoke weed anywhere I want to go.
Right, he had the skin tight leather outfit, the cowboy hat,
And he was
tassels.
and he's just bossing everyone around. And of course, he invited us to his house, and we partied there and saw all the stuff.
What was the
as well.
craziest thing that you saw outside of the punching and everything?
You mean like with all the cocaine and the naked women and all of
So
that?
you guys were seeing that at 15?
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
So there was just naked girls walking around,
Just, you know.
doing coke?
Yeah, that was the life.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't do coke at the time. Not then.
Do you think that kind of influenced you later on?
I don't think so. I think for me, because I mean, it scared me back then. And when I was growing up, a lot of my older brothers did cocaine, did crack, and I saw all the trouble they were having. And I saw, you know, just all the trauma they took my mom through. So for me, it was just a turnoff. I just swore that I would never do that. And I thought, you know, you hear the after school specials and all of that. And so I thought that I would be the one that would die the first time I tried it. So for me, it was just too scary.